Today, we're uncovering 12 cursed places in California, eerie locations that still terrify the Golden State. Number 1. Alcatraz Island. Rising from the cold waters of San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz Island is one of the most chilling landmarks in California. Long before it became a federal prison, native tribes spoke of the island as a cursed place, filled with dark spirits. Later, the U.S. military used it as a fortress, and eventually it transformed into the infamous penitentiary known as the Rock. Alcatraz held the nation's most dangerous criminals, including Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. But many who lived and worked there swore it held more than just prisoners. Guards and inmates alike reported strange noises echoing through the stone halls, footsteps, chains dragging and moaning when no one was near. The most feared part of the prison was the hole, a solitary confinement cell so dark and silent it broke even the strongest men. Prisoners claimed they felt icy hands grabbing at them in the dark, or saw glowing eyes staring from the corners. Even hardened criminals begged never to return. The most chilling story comes from Cell 14D, where one inmate screamed all night about a creature haunting him. By morning, he was dead, his face twisted in terror. Afterward, guards themselves admitted to hearing ghostly cries and feeling sudden cold drafts in the same cell. Some even believed the man was killed not by human hands, but by whatever stalked the prison's shadows. Today, Alcatraz is a tourist site. Visitors walk the same halls, and many leave with stories of their own, voices whispering in their ears, doors slamming behind them, and shadows moving along the walls. The prison closed in 1963, but its legends remain alive. Number 2. Winchester Mystery House. In San Jose stands one of the strangest mansions in America, the Winchester Mystery House. Built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the rifle heir, it is said she was haunted by the ghosts of those killed by Winchester rifles. Believing she could never escape them, she began a project unlike any other, a house that would never stop growing. For 38 years, builders worked day and night, guided by Sarah's mysterious orders, until the mansion became a maze of over 160 rooms, secret staircases, and doors that led to nowhere. Sarah was said to hold nightly seances, asking the spirits where the next walls or staircases should be built. Workers reported hearing her talk to unseen voices and claimed she believed constant construction would keep the ghosts confused. The strange design seemed less like a home and more like a labyrinth for the dead. Visitors and staff have reported eerie events within the mansion. Doors slam without warning, footsteps echo when the halls are empty, and ghostly figures have been spotted in mirrors or at the ends of long hallways. One of the most repeated sightings is that of a shadowy man pushing a wheelbarrow in the basement, believed to be one of Sarah's longtime workers still on the job. When Sarah died in 1922, construction finally stopped, but the house remained unfinished, with staircases climbing into ceilings and windows overlooking walls. Today, it draws thousands of visitors each year, both for its strange design and for the spirits said to still roam its halls. Sarah may be gone, but her legacy and her ghosts still linger in the endless rooms she built. Number 3. Hotel del Coronado. On the sunny shores of San Diego Bay stands the Hotel del Coronado, a Victorian masterpiece that has welcomed presidents, celebrities, and royalty since 1888. But its beauty hides a tragic tale that gave birth to one of California's most famous ghost legends. In 1892, a young woman named Kate Morgan checked into the hotel under an assumed name. She waited for days, seemingly for someone who never arrived. Then she was found dead on the hotel steps leading to the beach with a bullet wound. Her death was ruled a suicide, but many mysteries surrounded her final days. Guests soon began reporting encounters with what they called the beautiful stranger. They claimed to see a woman in black lace wandering the hotel's halls, particularly near the room where Kate stayed. Others described lights flickering, cold breezes sweeping through closed rooms, and the faint scent of perfume lingering long after. Staff members also share their own unsettling experiences. Housekeepers avoid Kate's old room late at night, while some guests who stay there report waking to find a pale figure standing at the foot of the bed. Others swear they've seen her gazing toward the ocean, as though still waiting for the person she came to meet. The Hotel del Coronado embraces its legend, balancing luxury with mystery. Tourists come for the ocean views and historic charm, but many leave with a ghost story of their own. Number 4. Whaley House. In the heart of Old Town, San Diego, stands the Whaley House, often called the most haunted house in America. Built in 1857 by Thomas Whaley, the home was meant to be a symbol of prosperity. But from the beginning, the land itself was cursed. The property had once been the site of a public gallows, where criminals were executed. Locals whispered that the restless dead would not allow peace to settle on the Whaley family. Almost immediately, tragedy struck. One of the first ghosts said to linger was that of Yankee Jim Robinson, a man hanged on the site years before the house was built. Visitors and family members alike claimed to hear his heavy boots stomping across the floors. But the Whaleys themselves would not escape sorrow. The family suffered multiple deaths within the house, including the death of Violet Whaley, whose spirit is still said to roam the halls. Tour guides and guests often describe eerie sights and sounds, footsteps echoing on the staircase, phantom music, and faint voices drifting from empty rooms. Some claim to see Thomas Whaley himself standing at the top of the stairs, watching silently. Others report the figure of a young woman in white, believed to be Violet, her sadness etched into her ghostly face. Today, the Whaley House is a museum, attracting visitors from around the world. While many come for the history, they leave convinced they've encountered the paranormal. Whether it is the presence of Yankee Jim or the sorrowful Violet, the Whaley House remains one of California's most enduring haunted legends. Number 5. Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. In the heart of Hollywood, the glamorous Roosevelt Hotel has hosted stars since its opening in 1927. With its Spanish colonial style and golden past, it became a hub for the biggest names of Hollywood's golden age. Yet with fame and luxury came stories of tragedy, leaving behind spirits who never checked out. The most famous ghost of the Roosevelt is Marilyn Monroe. She lived at the hotel during her rise to stardom and is said to appear in a mirror that once hung in her old suite. Guests claim to see her reflection smiling softly before vanishing. Another legendary figure is Montgomery Clift, who stayed at the hotel while filming From Here to Eternity. His ghost is said to pace the 9th floor, rehearsing lines and practicing trumpet scales long after his death. Guests also report strange occurrences throughout the building. Phones ring with no caller, cold spots appear in warm rooms, and lights flicker without reason. Some even claim to hear laughter and voices during the night, as if the grand parties of the past are still echoing through the halls. Employees speak of shadowy figures in the ballroom and elevators moving without being called. Today, the Roosevelt remains a glamorous hotel, but its legends are as strong as ever. Visitors come for a taste of old Hollywood, but many leave with a chilling story. The hotel's ghosts seem to embody the glitter and heartbreak of Tinseltown itself, reminding us that fame may fade, but some stars linger forever. Number 6. Bodie Ghost Town. High in the Sierra Nevada, Bodie stands frozen in time. Once a booming gold mining town in the late 1800s, it was home to thousands seeking fortune. But with riches came violence, lawlessness, and despair. By the early 20th century, the town was abandoned, leaving behind crumbling buildings, rusting tools, and a legend that has made Bodie one of the most haunted ghost towns in America. Visitors to Bodie often speak of an eerie silence that hangs over the town. The wind howls through empty streets, and broken windows seem to stare back like hollow eyes. Many report seeing ghostly miners, women in old-fashioned dresses, and children running between buildings. One of the most repeated tales is of the Bodie curse, a warning that anyone who takes even a single rock or artifact from the site will suffer misfortune until it is returned. Park rangers confirm that every year, packages arrive in the mail filled with items taken from the town, often accompanied by desperate letters begging forgiveness. Some describe accidents, broken relationships, or illness that struck after removing a souvenir. Whether coincidence or curse, the stories have become part of the town's chilling reputation. Now, a California state historic park, this old town is preserved in arrested decay, its structures standing as ghostly reminders of the past. Tourists come to glimpse life in the Old West, but many leave convinced they felt something more. Between its tragic history and tales of lingering spirits, it proves that some towns never truly die. Number 7. Queen Anne Hotel. The Queen Anne Hotel in San Francisco looks like a charming Victorian mansion, but behind its elegant design lies a story that has haunted it for over a century. Built in 1890, the hotel originally served as a school for young women. Its headmistress, Miss Mary Lake, was devoted to her students, but she died under mysterious circumstances. Many believe her spirit never left the building, lingering in the place she loved most. Room 410 is said to be at the center of the activity. Guests staying there report strange yet gentle experiences, blankets being tucked around them at night, luggage carefully unpacked, and rocking chairs moving slowly on their own. Some feel as though an unseen presence is watching over them, protective rather than frightening. Elsewhere in the hotel, visitors have described cold spots in warm rooms, faint laughter of children, and whispers drifting through the halls. Staff members admit that objects sometimes move without explanation, and doors open as if guided by invisible hands. Unlike many haunted places, the Queen Anne's spirit is often described as comforting, a caretaker who continues her work from the other side. Today, the Queen Anne Hotel embraces its reputation as one of San Francisco's friendliest haunted locations. Guests come seeking luxury, but often leave with a ghostly story of their own. For many, the presence of Miss Mary Lake is a reminder that dedication and love can linger long after life itself has ended. Number 8. Brookdale Lodge. Hidden in the Santa Cruz Mountains, the Brookdale Lodge once drew Hollywood stars and politicians with its rustic charm. Built in the early 1900s, its most famous feature was the dining room, where a natural brook ran straight through the floor. But alongside glamour came tragedy, giving rise to one of California's most chilling ghost legends. The most famous spirit is that of Sarah Logan, the young niece of a lodge manager in the 1940s. Sarah drowned in the brook that ran through the lodge, and since then, countless guests have reported seeing a small girl in a white dress wandering the property. Some hear her laughter echoing through the dining room, while others glimpse her reflection in the water itself. The lodge's past holds other mysteries too. During Prohibition, it was rumored to be a hideout for gangsters, and stories tell of violent confrontations leaving behind restless spirits. Guests have spoken of shadowy figures lurking near the bar and phantom voices calling out in empty corridors. Staff often report glasses breaking on their own and the faint sound of music drifting as though from a vanished party. Although the lodge has changed ownership many times, its haunted reputation never faded. Visitors still seek out the Brookdale Lodge not only for its beauty, but also for the chance to encounter Sarah or the other ghosts said to remain. In the quiet of the mountains, the Brookdale's spirits remind us that even paradise can be touched by sorrow. Number 9. Cecil Hotel. In downtown Los Angeles stands the infamous Cecil Hotel, a building whose history is filled with tragedy and legend. Opened in 1927 as a luxury hotel, it soon fell on hard times during the Great Depression. Over the decades, it gained a dark reputation for violence, mysterious deaths, and criminal activity. With so many tragedies within its walls, the Cecil became one of the most notorious haunted sites in California. Guests and employees have long spoken of eerie experiences in its halls. Shadowy figures are said to appear in the hallways before vanishing, and strange noises echo from empty rooms. Elevators reportedly malfunction without cause, doors open on their own, and cold drafts sweep through locked spaces. Many visitors claim to feel an overwhelming sense of dread upon entering, as though the walls themselves carry the weight of the past. The hotel's history includes links to infamous criminals and unexplained deaths, further fueling its haunted reputation. Stories circulate of guests seeing ghostly apparitions peering from windows, even when the rooms are empty. Some visitors have described waking to a heavy presence pressing down on their chest, unable to move or cry out. Today, the Cecil's name has been changed, but its past cannot be erased. For many, it remains a place where sorrow, crime, and mystery combine to leave a lasting mark. Those who visit may find themselves staring down not only its dark history, but also the lingering shadows that never truly checked out. Number 10. La Purisima Mission. La Purisima Mission in Lompoc, founded in 1787, is one of California's most carefully restored Spanish missions. Though beautiful today, its history is filled with hardship, disease, and conflict. The native Chumash people were forced into grueling labor, and in 1824, they led an armed revolt against the soldiers and priests. The uprising left bloodshed on the mission grounds, and many believe those turbulent days left an imprint that has never faded. Visitors often report ghostly chanting echoing through the church even when it's empty. Others claim to hear the faint sound of drums and the voices of native people carried on the wind. Rangers have described seeing shadowy soldiers marching across the parade ground as if still standing guard. In the barracks, cold drafts sweep through rooms without windows, and sudden whispers send shivers down spines. Perhaps the most chilling figure is the Lady in White, said to be the ghost of a grieving Chumash woman. She drifts silently through the corridors, her presence felt most strongly at dusk. Some witnesses describe a wave of sadness when she passes, as though her sorrow lingers in the air. In one story, a visitor saw her kneeling in the chapel, only to vanish the moment he stepped inside. Today, La Purisima is a historic park, visited by school groups and tourists eager to learn about California's early days. But many leave with more than lessons in history. They carry eerie stories of sights and sounds that cannot be explained. For some, the mission stands as both a monument to faith and a reminder of the spirits who still wander where so much suffering once took place. Number 11. Hollywood Sign. The Hollywood sign, perched high in the hills above Los Angeles, has become a symbol of dreams, fame, and fortune. But its bright white letters also carry a darker legend tied to one tragic actress. In 1932, Peg Entwistle, a young starlet struggling to succeed, climbed to the top of the giant H and leapt to her death. Her story shocked Hollywood, and soon after, tales began of her restless ghost haunting the hillside. Over the decades, hikers and park rangers have reported strange encounters near the sign. Many describe seeing a woman dressed in 1930s clothing, her figure pale and sad. She wanders the trails at night, sometimes disappearing into the mist. Some have even claimed to see her climb toward the towering H, only for her form to vanish into thin air. A unique detail, often repeated, is the sudden scent of gardenias drifting through the air. Peg was known to favor the perfume, and witnesses insist the floral smell appears in the most unlikely places along the trail. A few hikers have been approached by a woman asking for directions, only to realize her face was ghostly pale and her body slightly transparent. Though millions admire the Hollywood sign from afar, few know of its haunted reputation. For some, Peg Entwistle's spirit has become a symbol of the cost of chasing fame. Even in death, her presence lingers as a reminder of both the hope and heartbreak that define Hollywood's story. Number 12. Preston Castle. Preston Castle in Ione, with its looming stone towers, looks like a fortress out of a Gothic novel. Built in 1894, it served as a reform school for troubled boys, designed to instill discipline and structure. But behind its grand architecture was a history of strict punishment, overcrowding, and despair. For decades, countless boys passed through its halls, and many never escaped its shadow. The castle's most enduring legend is tied to Anna Corbin, the head housekeeper, who was murdered in 1950. Her body was discovered in the basement, and while a suspect was tried, he was never convicted. To this day, visitors believe Anna's spirit roams the halls, seeking justice. Guests report hearing footsteps echoing in the basement, whispers calling their name, and the sound of keys jangling in the dark. But Anna is not the only presence. Paranormal investigators have captured unexplained voices, while tourists speak of boys' laughter drifting through the corridors. Shadowy figures are often seen darting from room to room, and many feel the sensation of being watched from the castle's upper balconies. Doors slam shut by themselves, and cold spots linger in the stairwells, no matter the season. Today, Preston Castle is open for tours and paranormal events. Visitors come for its striking architecture, but leave convinced they have brushed against something unseen. The building is preserved as part of California's history, but for many, it remains more than a monument. It is a place where tragedy lingers, and where spirits continue to walk the stone halls long after the living have left. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.